So Mordog said this a week ago.
Is that Monster's attack is kind of the last set in our minds before our team got really big. The team has been growing a lot. We've been able to accomplish a lot more. And so I think you're going to see a shift in set development where Monster's attack was kind of the end of an era, and the next set is the beginning of a new era where it's amazing what we can do with a lot more people.
And after testing Set 9 last week, I can tell that he didn't lie. Now that Riot communicated the new features that the Set 9 brings, we can tell that this new set brings a lot of new features. Like a lot, and it's easy to get overwhelmed. So to help you to digest the amount of information and to give you all a PhD in teamfight tactics, I'll sum up the biggest change that the Set 9 will bring out to the table. And we will specifically focus on one feature that I believe is changing TFT forever. When you start playing Set 9, you will notice that the first carousel has been replaced. Instead of having an APM check with your opponents, you will see 3 portals. These portals will shape your game by adding, modifying, or removing rules. See, these are like 3 little galaxies from Set 3 if you remember this. There are in total 30 portals from 11 different Runeterra regions. Everyone will have to vote for one portal by placing themselves on it, and at the end of the timer, the game will decide which portal will be applied for the game. The portal is not decided by majority, there is still randomness. For instance, if 6 people vote for portal A, 2 people for portal B, and 0 for portal C, the game will roll a dice with a 75% chance to select portal A and 25% chance for portal B. Note that everything I say right now is subject to change because I tried this game in beta phase 1 week ago, and there's a lot of things that can still change before the global release. So take everything I say with a little grain of salt. Some of these portals will give you more items or gold. One will remove augments for all players, and one will make all augment prismatic. Also, now you will be given a random 1-cost unit to start the game, and you will drop one more component from the PvE to compensate the first carousel removal. If you read Mordog Dev's letter, you know that they've spent a lot of effort and time in order to make augments great again.
We will make augments great again.
And good news, 90% of augments from set 8.5 are changed into new augments. But this is not all. In fact, Riot is tackling the frustration most players have with the augment feature. During set 9, Riot is changing the reroll system. Now, at every augment selection, you can reroll each augment once, and the reroll count resets at every augment selection, meaning that you can technically choose 3 augments among 18 augments offered to you. And that is a game changer, because now it means that you have to be extremely picky with your augments, and you definitely need to pick the one that fits your comp if you want to have a chance to finish first or second. But also it means that it might be easier to force some comps because now you have more chance to get the augments that you want. Speaking of augment, let's talk now about one feature that will change TFT forever, and I'm talking about legends. For the first time in the history of TFT, players can impact their game before queuing, because before you start your game you can choose one legend among the 15 legends available. What the heck do they do? Each legend will guarantee you specific augment that you can pick at 2-1, 3-2 and 4-2. So it means that out of the 3 augments choices there will be always one that is related to the legend that you picked before the game. Unfortunately, this feature wasn't available during the playtest last week, so I don't have a lot of footage and I don't have in-depth explanation about this, but here are some examples that we heard during the playtest. If you pick Time Kench, you will have augments to generate more income, and if you pick Ornn, you will have augments to get more items and even Ornn items. Again, take everything with a grain of salt, we didn't manage to try it, and maybe they will change a lot of things. But anyway, this in my opinion can become extremely dangerous. I think I understand what they try to do. They try to do something similar to League of Legends with runes, where you have to choose your runes before playing the game and you can't change them after. But on the other hand, I'm just afraid that this will lead just people to constantly force the same comps again and again and again because they have the guaranteed augments that can fit the comp. So the Riot team needs to monitor this very closely to avoid abuse meta, but at the same time, Mordog said that these augments from legends cannot be found somewhere, meaning that if you don't have the legend, you can't have this augment at all. And also these augments are slightly weaker than the normal augments, because they know that since you have this guaranteed, it has to be less powerful because otherwise there's no trade-off and everyone will force them. With these three major features, I believe that TFT is taking a direction that's completely different from what we have seen right now. It is the first time in TFT's history that we will be able to impact our games before the game starts. Also, we have to consider that Mordog said multiple times that he's happy about the fact that finally the Riot team for TFT is complete and is at the size needed in order to fulfill the players' expectations. So as for me, I'm extremely optimistic in the future of TFT because we can feel that Riot is massively investing into this game and we will see more and more complex features to attract more and more players.